emerge as the champions of Week 1.
Oh yes, because by the end of today, we would have got another circle, which is actually the second circle, and we will show the standings as well as the MVP of the week. So everyone really wants that. They want that bragging rights, the money, and that bragging rights. I have to just say it 2 times.
Oh yeah.
It's simply just bragging rights all the way. But before that, remind yourself again, today is the International Women's Day. So have a yay day for all the women out there. Maybe one day we gonna get some PMPL female players up here. Maybe, hopefully one day. But before that, hug your mom, hug your sister, your girlfriend, your loved one. As long as they are girls, just hug them today, okay?
Oh yeah. I mean, with permission, of course. Well, maybe we can hug each other after we finish casting. So no permission for me, so that's fine. So respect is definitely something that's really important. Of course, shout out to all the ladies that have been working really hard. And of course, taking care of each other is really crucial. And speaking of taking care of each other, you got to take good care of yourself during this period of time, because there's the COVID-19 virus spreading around maybe some parts of the world. And so
I think
of course,
it's now all over the world.
Yeah, maybe all over the world, of course. So make sure you guys stay safe and stay healthy. Drink a lot of water. Get yourself some masks, and whenever you guys head out, you guys gotta sanitize your hands as well. Make sure you keep yourself pretty much clean, and we want to see some clean plays coming up next too.
I know you guys question who did I did that for. It's actually Bubu. He made like this to me. I'm like, oh, you think I'm on screen? I can't do that. See you back there. There you go. And speaking of their teams just now, they got themselves chicken dinner, but I heard something funny going on when they got that chicken dinner, right?
Yeah. We thought that Mata was really crying. So what was going on?
Yeah, we thought Mata was really crying, right? But actually, there was a split second between actually what happened and what we saw. So let's see. iShots wanted to give a high five to Yuhai, right? And Matoy happened to sit in the middle. So imagine this is what happens. Like,
And Aisha having the hand like steady on, but Yuhai is just, you know how that kid is just really up on adrenaline rush.
Well,
he's just won the game and he's like too excited, and he apparently slapped the high five a bit too hard. It straight hit in Matoy's middle face there.
I guess this is the reason why he's called iShot.
Oh!
There, I got it right too. So, of course, I intended a pun. And, of course, we're looking forward for some of the guys who are still trying to get back on track. Today, Yoodo GANK, not so hot. BTR, almost there. Almost getting themselves nearer to that chicken dinner. And, of course, pleasant surprise. Team Bosskurr today performing really well. Yeah. Oh, here comes the dabs as well. Oh, Divinity.
The dab. Good thing Gideon isn't here.
It blasted him off.
Divinity usually very shy when it comes to camera, right?
Yeah, they're always very shy. But today we see them really up in spirits here. They come in here with the, we want to do this. And we want to have fun. That's most important as well.
That's definitely very, very important. Always remember the reason why you started the game in the first place and how everyone got hooked onto it, playing PUBG Mobile in such a great way, where of course it brings so many people together, and it brought all these pro players here at the IO Esports Arena. And yeah, it's like, please give me a chicken dinner, praying to God, one more to come.
So we talk about the secret recipe now, slapping Matoy's face instead of kissing his hand. So now everybody will slap Matoy. I hope that never gonna happen. But then he was actually happy about it as well. But back to Yoodo GANK and now Tara. These two teams, Tara, Yoodo GANK kind of doing with a great momentum at first, but Tara on the other hand slowly climbing, and sometimes just sneak themselves some chicken dinners there.
Oh yeah, of course, I love all these boys stealing a lot of hearts as well, especially X-Arm and Razor hiding from the camera. Okay, a little bit of hide and seek behind. So what some call Mr. Doraemon. That's from Janda. They say, okay. What do you think Yakuza as well as Doraemon have in common?
No neck.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it, but okay. Thanks,
we don't mean to be rude, but of course, this is some of all these hearted jokes that we actually exchange between the players as well as casters. So, of course, with all due respect, EVOS VIP squad playing really well. Same goes to Net Brotherhood.
By the way, I blame J Hunter for that joke.
Yeah, I can't remove that sort of sign, and like even like Luxy here, he's really got some great hair going on and some great mustache. He told me that hey, my mustache was so thick and so manly, I gotta snip some of it off so that I could fit that mustache into the camera.
Oh, wait, what? What? Really? Okay, so
no.
Okay.
It's not that huge in that sense. But of course, speaking of which, there's gonna be a little bit of some of all these top 10 plays throughout the week that will be shown to you guys really soon.
Yes, will your favorite plays meet the top 10? This will be very interesting. But it's also a good recap as well for those amazing plays throughout the week. And of course, without further ado, let's check it out right now.
Ini hanya bro saja. Alamak, dia tak memegang senjata. Dia tak memegang senjata sebentar tadi. Biobo dapat satu sekarang ini. Dia nampak lagi dua orang pemain sedang pro di hadapan mukanya. Tetapi alamat. Dapat juga sekarang ini. Dia akan berbagi 3 orang saja lagi. Dia perlu dicari. Matoy secara persorangan. Zon biru sudah bermakan sedikit demi sedikit badannya. Dan itu dia. Dapat kita lihatkan. Tembakan tidak terkena. Dan saya kira Bokeh masih lagi tak terlepas untuk melarikan diri. Anda melihat sekarang ini darah berbeza. Bokeh terus melepaskan tembakan. Hancurkan pasukan BTR ini. Anda boleh lihat. Itulah dia satu lontaran bom tangan dia. Tapi dia tak sedar. Seorang ataupun Kevin menunggu di kawasan tersebut. Hijrah turun ke bawah. Tapi dia pula yang jatuh. Zuli pemain masih lagi terselamat. Baringan bom yang kedua sekarang ini adakah tersempat? Sempat Kuza menggunakan first aid kit, keluar menggunakan dan itu dia tidak lagi tenet. Dan itu dia sekali lagi dijatuhkan dan rata. Dan sekarang ini dapat gerakan pendek berada di luar ring. Dapat juga, dapat tertua. Ini bermana berbagi pendek saja yang tinggal. Dan juga 7 up kewarahan pasukan. Nampak Naim. Dan itu dia pendek bertemu dengan 1 by 1. Aerof, Kevin dijatuhkan. Naim berada di belakang. Sedikit saja lagi. Rata. Dan itu dia rata pasukan tu. Ambil barangan ke drop. Dan sekarang ini berjumpa dengan Matoy secara bersorangan. Adakah Matoy akan menghabiskan 2 pasukan daripada DivinityEsport? Dapat kita saksikan sudah pun keluar turun kembali mencari 1 lawan 1, 1 lawan 2 sekarang ini. Matoy perlu berhati-hati, sudah pun dimulakan tembakan. Dan itu dia. Dapat dijatuhkan dengan senjata. Nyawanya sangat sedikit. Adakah dia berjaya?
Matoy!
Sedikit saja lagi. Dia cuba menunggu. Dan itu dia.
Walaupun keretanya hampir meletup. Dia berjaya menjatuhkan Naim. Lagi 2 orang lagi diperlukan untuk dijatuhkan sekarang. Kita perhatikan satu push dilakukan oleh pasukan Team Secret. Mungkin akan melakukan satu push. Belum masuk lagi ke dalam rumah. Bermain dengan begitu berhati-hati sekarang. Wah pendek sementara itu menjatuhkan Boyka Arrow dengan Terpati Bibiu juga telah dijatuhkan oleh pasukan Wow sekarang ini. Iya, tembakan dipaskan.
Dapat 2. Dapat 2. Dapat 2. Dia akum ataupun tidak. Kena ataupun tidak. Kena ataupun tidak. Tidak. Kena sekali lagi. Iho yang sebentar tadi diangkat. Dijatuhkan sekali lagi. Para ke atas sekarang ini. Mencari pasukan mereka. Rata. Pasukan daripada Geek di tangan pasukan daripada FB.
Menyerang dengan begitu strategik sekarang ini. Kanan dan kiri ada. Damrun menembak berjaya.
Di situ berbagi Putra saja. Tembakan terus diarahkan. Putra pula terjatuh. Ini bermana berbagi seorang saja lagi. Yaitu Kuza. Adakah Kuza?
Belum.
Kagura telah dijatuhkan oleh Cik. Tapi Cik mempunyai nyawa yang sangat banyak. Waktu sekarang ada 3 orang akan datang. Alamak! Cik terjatuh sekarang ini. Ini akan menjadi berbahaya. Oman akan cuba untuk menyelamatkan keadaan. Tetapi Oman agak terdedah tadi. Tetapi musuhnya Oman! Oh my god. Tetapi EP agak lambat sedikit. Tapi dia akan cuba untuk membantu jika dia mampu. Sekarang ini reload dilakukan oleh EP. Dia akan terus bergerak ke hadapan. Namun demikian ada 3 lawan 1. Ini akan menjadi berbahaya untuk pasukan Axis MPX.
Tapi dia nak cuba buat satu serangan handap daripada dalam. Dia akan nampak satu dia end.
Betul-betul dia akan memilih untuk mendapatkan poin terlebih dahulu sekarang ini. Jadi satu-satu pilihan untuk melarikan diri. Tetapi dia akan mungkin.
That was a lot of brilliant plays just now. The moment I try to forget about the AV Unbeatable flip car, They just have to remind me again. But brilliant play of the top 10 just now. Number 1 is really a huge one thanks to Contra, and that was Resurgence performing.
Well, I do believe that during that moment there was actually a big flip of a 360 spin coming from Axis. Of course, having Oman just having that sort of a hindsight to know that, okay, I got to take on that enemy right there, and he just snapped it right through, and that was definitely nasty enough to get themselves in towards that top spot as well.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of good plays there that we just saw, including Toy's clutch play, 1v2 close quarters, just zigzagging front and back. Oh man, that's just so good. But we just had to see that. Did he just say like sorry to Mato or something?
Is it sorry or bagging?
It's like, I'm telling you, don't hit my face again. And I beg you not to hit my face.
Or maybe just bag him for once, like don't just let the leash out, like let him rampage well.
It's like, Matoy, can I kiss your hand, please?
Or Matoy, can I have the AWM? Can I please get that crate?
But
let's go for the crate.
Still Hearts. Where were they? Because we have seen yesterday was okay.
Yeah, they're busy stealing your heart, maybe.
Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna brush it off. Okay, there you go.
Okay, I just had to like sink into that for a while, but okay, that's pretty smooth, Contra.
Well, apparently not smooth enough for Choo Choo at the very least. But
it's like, I didn't see that coming, but okay.
Yeah, still no hugs.
Yeah,
no,
keep trying.
One guy that has been stealing hearts though is EVOS VIP Akuza. Of course, still looking pretty good, but now
yeah, we have to fly into Vikendi next. The one of the smallest map, but not too small. Very snowy and cold, but will it be as cold as the hottest play that there is will be dropped by in this very, very white map?
Oh yeah, maybe as cold as my jokes at some point of time as well. So far, of course, take it away. We're going to be taking in towards this flight. So, Sir Cloud, you've been seeing a lot of all these matchups so far. Do you feel like Vikendi has been really challenging to some of these teams?
Oh, absolutely. Vikendi is really challenging. The terrain is just unpredictable, and the circle has been unkind to a lot of people. But of course, I still would see a circle at Castle. Yeah, I'd like to see, hopefully, one of these games. Fingers crossed.
I think that's pretty rare, Chuchu. A circle in towards Castle. Have we ever casted a single match that's inside of that terrain?
I think there's once, but not really quite in the center of the circle. But before that, thanks SUR, NG, K-Topcast, and Zai. Again, look at the flight path. Up to creatures, although high chance there will be a castle circle this time. Maybe, hopefully, but sometimes when it's the contradiction of this flight path, we've seen Peshkova circle before. They will make sure a lot. There's also the south one, but not really a lot the one that actually in the center of the map.
Oh yeah, and we're seeing that circle actually getting in towards Kantra as well as Cement Factory. Is it going to Kantra because I'm sitting here on the caster staff?
Yeah, probably. You're the mayor for the town.
Oh so yeah,
giving a tribute to you.
Well, of course, if it's a tribute, I will accept it very well. And of course, let's head in towards the city as we see Miss Rose Syndicate are sharing the place alongside with Net Brotherhood.
Yep. So it looks like these two teams, they are respecting each other for now at least. We do see somewhat of an invisible line between these two teams. They are just looting on their own side. I do feel that it's a 50-50 loot, so it's okay. But then again, maybe a little bit lesser on the side of Miss Rose Esports, although they do have the bigger compound for themselves. But then again, I would say, let's see here. Vehicles will also be important here. I was just looking out for any vehicles just from that bird's eye view, but I don't see any big vehicles for the side of Miss Rose Esports.
Quite true. Yoodo, on the other hand, just gonna rotate here. I don't think they will be actually contested. The same goes around Cement Factory for Geek Fam. Speaking of Geek Fam, right? I think they are not in a good run today. They're quite upset about their performance as well. So maybe they really need this chicken dinner this time around. But speaking of that, on the other hand, we know Bigetron are really good in Vikendi. But that was like, what, day 1 or day 2? And then they just fall off the radar. And Bigetron, where are they?
Well, of course, we can still have a little bit of faith in Boyka because he is still one of the coaches that has been respected heavily by most of all these players because he have coached Bigetron Red Aliens before, who were the champions of the PMCO Global Finals. Of course, a little bit of an update here. Divinity seems to be pretty far away over on North Point here of Creatures. Traitor as well as EVOS. EVOS should have a pretty clear passage to say the very least, but you know, everybody in the central zone there will possibly have a little bit of that castle battle, or you know, some of these bridges will be camped there by players like the likes of ESG and even Tone Wow.
Castle battle for the win. I do hope for one. So it looks like teams outside the circle, they will need to come in from this bird's eye view, probably preferably from the northern side of the circle. That is the best way. Rather than going through castle, of course, it's only one way in, one way out, and the bridge can be camped at any point of time. So the better way is probably just to come from Mount Kresnik. That little bridge there looks like here, not many people camping it out. Going from there into the area of cement factory and try to find a way into the middle circle.
But going through Peshkova is also not really a bad idea. Looking at the current state, they don't have to rotate that far, but at the same time, it will actually enough time to go into the circle as soon as it actually hits the blue. But there you go. Yeah, the stats. I think now did we change a pan kill from yesterday? Not really,
a little
right?
bit.
I
Today
think this was yesterday's. There's only one more addition. Yesterday was 4. But there's a lot of rogue kills there. But there you go, Baby Jim straight away spray into the last survival team. They got themselves a lot of couple chicken dinners yesterday. But how is today for their performance, Cloud?
Well, so I guess they could do better. Really, they're somewhat in the middle. Haven't been really on their side, so quite unlucky as well. That sometimes they bump into other teams and then they got squashed together. They become a sandwich situation, so it wasn't really good for them. Probably a little bit of luck element there. So hopefully in this round, luck would be on their side.
Yeah, I do believe that some teams need a little bit of that. Of course, as for Miss Rose Syndicate, they have been getting a couple of kills here and there, but really got to work on towards how they position themselves in towards the very final rotation. And I do think that some of the biggest winners here in terms of having the perfect spot will be Geek Fam, because they usually drop in towards the areas of Cement Factory, so they are already in the midst of some of the high grounds that they can actually have control of.
But then around, like, we're still back to square one here. Like, the question that we've been puzzling ourselves with. Is it better to play outer circle or inner circle? Because we've seen a couple of teams that playing a little bit late rotation. Not too late, I say. Didn't tank the blue all the way, but kind of late based on the rest of the team who just rush into the circle as soon as they can. For example, Yoodo GANK or even Geek Fam last circle as well. Is it actually more beneficial or better to play in a circle straight away for Cloud?
I think that's quite an interesting thought. I guess before this couple of days, we do see a lot of outer circle fights, but now I do see a trend of, like, at least from today, a lot of inner circle fights. A lot of teams try to get into the middle of the circle, like how we see here. And now we do see the circles on the outer side, EVOS as well as Traitor. They try to get in to the circle area as well. Will they camp there? Very unlikely, because they come from the outside. They may want to go straight into the middle as well. This is where most of the teams are. Same goes for Steelheart as well. They will need to come from the other side. They will need to decide whether they want to go through castle or do they want to take another detour onto another one of the smaller bridges. So
oh yeah, I do think that one of all these teams, which is XPERT and MY, they usually control both sides of Pavosto, making it a little bit more difficult for teams that are actually coming in from the North Point. And even though, you know, some of all these players, like Matoy, of course, he's already raking about 40 kills right now and a total damage of 8k.
But the 10k just now we've seen was a jumper, right?
Yes, indeed. So
but then jumper hit the 10k with a similar kind of kill, 43 if I'm not mistaken. So that's 2,000 damage in difference. Does that mean that every single time the jumper actually, that's almost 100% kill for jumper every time he taps on somebody?
Oh, maybe.
But the thing is, maybe in this term, kill steals.
Yeah.
Matoy.
Well, I do think that he does have some of all these clean kills in his hands, and usually, you know, 100 is a player without all these armor involved. So imagine that. In actual fact, if he's supposed to get 8k, imagine he's supposed to take down 80 guys.
Well, I remember the play that he did 2 days ago, but wait on, let's just hang on and see here. Looks like some engagement, but nothing too serious. So that play that Matoy played 2 days ago before they had a break is that he is always behind. He always plays a support role to say that, okay, somebody rushes in and then he from behind will snipe out from a distance, and it worked out really well for him. So most teams were actually clipped out enough, and then from a distance he just takes a couple of shots which are really good at the same time. And that's where he rack up the kills.
Yeah, usually you need like a certain sort of focus fire coming in from your teammates to secure the kill before anyone else actually steals it away. And oftentimes when it comes down to phase 4, phase 5, or phase 6, this tends to happen a whole lot because, oh, you see people out in the open, so do the others. Like, okay, why don't we just save ourselves all that clip of bullets and just land 1-2 taps to secure the kill? Of course, it's very much well worth it.
Yeah, that's why. So that's why people like Biu have been one of those who are like, okay, because Biu is a little bit more aggressive in terms of physicality. He likes to go in front. He likes to lead the charge. So he will always communicate with Mato to say, okay, I trust in you. You got my back. I can go in front. If anyone tries to clip me over, you got my back. You will take those shots. So that is the trust they have in their team.
And one more thing I noticed that BB is not just the fragger there. Sometimes he plays the bait while UI is actually the frag coming out from the flank. The distraction.
What the? Oh!
My goodness, that spray jumper straight away been blown up. They are forced to just make a U-turn now for Yoodo gang because they lost one man, and it's one of their best fragger. There is jumper nowhere to be seen, but they might bump into another team if I'm not mistaken. It's still hot. Esport. This is not a great start for Yoodo.
Oh, definitely not a great start at all as they lose one of their top fraggers of the tournament. And, you know, today really isn't the usual day where we see Yoodo gang just goes guns blazing and just take down teams after teams every single sort of fight. Now, they're getting clipped off in midst of rotation, and they seem to be having a little bit of choking going on. I'm not exactly too sure why, but when I was talking to Fredo, he seems to be pretty much well fine. So it's really not about you know, miscommunications. So I just think that it's some sort of a happenstance that sometimes you just gotta take the hit. And speaking of taking the hit, Pan here just swerving his way through and towards the facilities of Miss Rose Syndicate.
Oh, lots of airtime there on his vehicle. They will need to get out of this mess. Hopefully they don't bump into Last Survivor, which is just across them. But now looks like they will land into this house. But at the same time, Miss Rose Esport may want to go for the pursuit. And this airdrop is just trolling. Come on, it's in the middle of the sea.
I don't think, even if the airdrop is just at the shores, nobody wants Groza anymore. Why you want to go for Groza when Micro Uzi is overpowered right now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
we
now
talk
that they
about
know.
this. We talk about it so many times that apparently nobody cares for the airdrop anymore. But look at that circle. Just have to make sure Castle is in it. Imagine the last one right on top of Castle, though.
Well, that definitely will be pretty much fun to watch, but well, definitely a little bit more devastating for some of the players. Geek fam smack in towards the exact middle of this circle. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, they are right now in between one hill, but there's a little bit of respect being given from the side of Bosskurr way inside of a compound as well as ESG. But if it shrinks any smaller from this point onwards, we're going to see a lot of teams actually tumble all across those sort of difficult terrains.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult, I agree with you. And all the teams are actually in the circle. No one is actually playing on the outer side. So this is being a trend today. That's why I can see. And all 16 teams are in the circle. No one really gatekeeping. Everyone's trying to get to the middle. That has been the trend throughout today. I'm sure there's something that they would have been discussing throughout those breaks that they have.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I just saw XPERT Romeo took down one of the players of Bosskurr. Wow, just now I'm not quite sure, but looking at last Ichong, they haven't been well yesterday. But Goku, my goodness, across the map, that was really a lot of tap by ESG Gaming. Straight get themselves on top of Last Survivor. They were ambushed without their knowledge here. Caught red-handed. Bravo making sure all the sprays landed on straight on top of their head. Plus Ichong will be down as well. That was a nice no-recoil whatsoever coming up from G2CC by Bravo here. This is just nowhere for them to hide for last survival.
They just tracked those bullets and he managed to clip each on. Like, that's not supposed to happen, but he predicted it all so well, and now both members are down, and this is time for ESG to go down to punish the rest of Last Survivor, ready to kill.
Oh, ESG may want to mop up Last Survivor, but oh! Look at this. Where did the shot come from? Superline's been knocked down, and now they need to make for the save onto Superline. But at the same time, Bosskurr is on one side. They cannot expose themselves onto Bosskurr. If not, Bosskurr will come and say, ha ha ha, I'm going to come and do the cleanup.
Well, hopefully they won't, but then at the same time, they're nitpicking on every team around them is not great either. Look at the current state. The last one man now knocks right in front of the slope there. So like it or not, they have to toss some smoke, making sure that they got it covered. But at the same time, as we speak, there's also one more team coming up from behind. Well, I'm waiting for Bossway to actually rush in, but I don't think they want to take it with the advantage on the ground working on the SG side.
Well, definitely, they might have that sort of a high vantage point, but now that they have been spotted out by Bosskurr, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them to actually force a little bit of that aggression on towards Last Survivor. So consider them a little bit more lucky in that sort of sense where they still get to keep a couple more of that vehicles. Of course, they have one already, detonated, and they are somewhat stuck in that sort of tough spot. But now that we're looking at the circle, there's going to be a little bit of update, and who knows, if it does favor ESG, then I think that they can easily just wipe the floor.
Or will it favor me and go to Castle? I'm just waiting for that second to come in right now.
So. Well,
Castle is still on the line.
I have a feeling it might end up a little bit into the castle, but maybe at the edge of shore, more into the east side of it instead of just in the center of circle at this stage. But looking at this, a couple of teams will rotate a little bit late. Tara won't be having that much problem.
Oh yeah,
as they seems they're having a great time here.
Yeah, they could just wait out here by the corners of Vonova, and it seems like a long-range battle between them as well as XP as well. And to my surprise, none of all these players are actually going inside of the corners of the cement factory. Like, it's being left out in the open, and they know that maybe they might get stuck if they were to stay there.
Yeah, maybe as well. Or maybe they do think that, okay, it's just too common to go to cement factory, so let's hang out for a while. Plus, they are within the circle, so no pressure to really move. So just look at it, 16 teams, everyone is still in the circle at this point. And Biu together with iShots, looks like they're having a good time cruising around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, usually this time, like fourth game of the day, everybody like being super careful after that long break just now. When it comes to the last game, usually, even though it's a bigger map than this is, everybody just going insanely aggressive. But look at that clips, look at that spray. Heikel is really not happy. He didn't manage to land any shots on Traitor's team, who just happened to pass by and migrating themselves into one more compound here.
Yeah, no, we're looking at Traitor. They might have lost one man to the side of VIP squad, but they really got to take care of some of all these mobility that they do have. This sort of vehicle that they have, the Sia, has already been spoked up, and I'm not too sure about, the small little vehicle that they do have. It's a little bit more fragile, but of course it does pack a little bit more speed. But everyone's just knowing a little bit more of their opposing side, and they're just respecting each other's territory for the time being. And by the time Phase 5 hits, this is where they need to be prepared for war.
Correct. So all teams will still need to take their time to loot.
You just can't wait for the circle, right? I know.
Yeah.
Every time it's the circle, I can see the smirk on the smug on a cloud face waiting for the castle one.
Yeah, I'm like, give me the circle and the castle.
Oh, you're creeping me out a little bit. I mean, like, it can be an episode of Castlevania. Who knows? But here comes VIP Yakuza. Oh my goodness! That micro Uzi spray coming down from VIP Yakuza gets 3 in the bag.
That's what I said. Who needs Groza when it's all about the micro Uzi all the way?
AWM, what?
No,
AKM,
there's
what?
no other stuff than just micro Uzi. Just micro Uzi in the game, man.
We should have a stat like on the left side when it pops up, like how many micro Uzi kills. I would like to see that as well.
But we don't want to trouble the production team as well. Sorry guys, just giving out extra ideas there, but back to the game. Still have way to running across the open field. kind of a risky move, but I don't think he has any other options now.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the rest of his teammates are anyways. Like, they're sending him scouting by this edge, while the rest of Steel Hearts are all scattered across the map. I mean, look at him go. He is currently stalking the rest of EVOS. They've already heard the commotion, and now, like, hey, I want to join into the party, but maybe it's not open for now, and look at where we go. Of course, like I said, it's going to be slightly above of Kantra.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think I predicted that they were quite right. Let the show of Castle just beneath Cement Factory in between with Hot Spring. So I think there's a lot of teams will have to go past like a lot from the south area. But Tara, can they make it out by swimming there? Because we've seen yesterday with Boyka's team when swimming. Oh no, Bapak's team. Swimming is not the best option.
Yeah, definitely not the best option here, especially when XP is just around the corner and they've already landed a couple of shots across, and they'll be keeping a close eye over on the reverse side. While EVOS Esports now getting one member knocked up as well as picked back on towards his feet, while Pan has already got themselves pretty much busy and occupied, while Traitor in the further terrains as Yoodo will be carrying out the K9.
I'm not sure Yoodo's position. It's not going to favor him once the circle goes in, because once the circle goes in, okay.
Oh,
okay,
you gotta take that back.
I'm taking that back there. Okay, yes. That's why he's the pro player, guys.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why we're talking here.
Oh,
exactly.
my.
Okay, but Yoodo, look at that spray just now coming in. He got return damage by who? That's the question. I think it was Traitor. And maybe now the rest of the team are trying to circling them around. On the other hand, still hot Pan trying to relocate themselves to get the flanks here, because they have kind of an unsure location of all the teams around their vicinity.
Oh yeah, and from what I saw early on, it was actually EVOS biting back, where two snipers were pointed at him. Heiko gets the first knock, and Putra with the AWM. Oh my goodness, he's got 2 crates with him. I mean, did he visit that sort of a secret bunker or what? I mean, he's got Groza, he's got AWM, he's been greedy right now.
Well, I hope he didn't slap Mattoy's face at some point, but yeah, good for him, really. Getting everything.
That's the thing. Yeah, you got everything that you need, but can you make it out here? Because you got all equipment, yes, but if you are not aware of your position, which is not great at the moment, got ambushed from the flanks, that's not, you're not being able to even use your gears.
Oh, yes, indeed. And speaking of all these stacked gears, there's going to be an MK14 in this crate. Well, a little bit too risky for now. As we can see, there's going to be a little bit of a standoff between Team Secret as well as BTR for the second time coming, even after that Miramar episode that they just had. Okay, back into the hills we go as we see Yoodo GANK now getting advantage. Of course, they've already lost Jumper early on, but EVOS VIP squad, they are also up in the contention.
Oh man, that circle. When the map started, the circle looked pretty decent until that circle just now didn't favor a lot of teams. Now, a lot of teams will need to struggle to get into the circle. We are at the 5th circle at 15 teams left, and just look at the kill feed. It looks like Luxy is in trouble being knocked down.
Still hard spam Pan on the other hand, kind of out in the open, crawling and proning here. I think they will be actually coming up from behind, none other than that Brotherhood. I think they have a clue somebody is proning, but they are not facing this way. Which one of them already is? Apple seems like running over there. They have somebody coming up from the flanks here. Is it hideable for Pan actually at this point?
Well, I do think that they won't spot him out for now, as we have NED just making sure that they stay pretty much safe inside the circle for the time being. But if it does shift, where should Net Brotherhood actually hit to? Because they know EVOS is already across, and there's going to be a lot more teams over on the top side of the hill. If they were to pass through, they really have to take on EVOS.
Yeah, if you just look at the angles where they are looking at 4 different directions for the most part. Of course, they are rotating, but for the most part, that is the case. They do know EVOS on the other side as well. And looks like on the kill feed, Divinity and also Bosskurr, they seem to be going at each other together with Geek Fam as well, somewhere in between.
Ooh, look at that Yoodo being ganked straight away, even though it's Yoodo gank, but it's the reverse for them. Dylan, on the other hand, just managed to just make it out and heal himself out there. But Team Secret now getting from Sane. XP going in for more, and Pele is kind of in the middle there for Watchon Well Esports. Yuhai, he is really on his knees, out in the open, in the road as well, just in the middle of a road there. How can he save himself? No way. And the rest of Team Secret falls into the small huts just beside the road there.
That's right, and they really got to let him go. And right now, we're looking at XP, of course, getting that sweet spot that they can't actually take down at least 2 teams. But right above them, we have another squad right above those hills where, you know, they're just waiting things to happen. And eventually, these guys might need to leave the zone. And oh my, all of them are outside. And there you have to find a way quickly. iShot's going to get one as well. But BTR are getting stuck. Same goes to Tara.
Oh, Team Secret now is just caught in the middle of everything. They know Team Secret is there and they want to get them because those are definitely bragging rights as well as confidence booster. At the same time, Dylan needs to be saved. The smoke will go out, and at the same time, some damage is there for Lord.
Luckily, he stand back a bit. If not, it will be his life going down there. Lynx, on the other hand, get themselves on Bigetron, who just happened to arrive here. Well, wow, on the other hand, reverse that back to Tara. That's interesting. Link just opened fire, and that's the end of Tara. He exposed himself just to get Bigetron. On the other hand, that was right in the line of sight of Naoki, getting free kills. Those who actually just hop on into their core and now tossing out nades for most of them. But Muru tried to get the ones that are on top, and now they try to circle it out. But it's so hard for Muru to get the position right and the angles just to be able to visualize Naoki.
Naoki now spots out some of all the other teams that are crashing in towards the circle as well, as we see Bigetron on their move, all on their vehicles, and Geek Fam knows that they have no time to take this battle. They're just gonna leave ESG to run, and iShots right now going for the spray down as they are looking for Pendek, as Matoy will be able to take down one member off the side of Tone Wow.
Oh, now it looks like Matoy will continue to pursue onto Tone Wow. Hi is just across Matoy. We need to find the right angle because Hi is still inside. But look at this. Bigetron have been eliminated from this game. And Hi have been knocked out by Matoy. And now the revive will go onto iShots.
And Matoy just reviving as long as he can. But at the same time, there's also Tone Wow coming in. Blue is also closing in. They are being pressured. Micro Uzi is already standby on Pendek there. Straight away opening fire. But iShot is not being revived there, surprisingly, because he is forced to stay out of the blue for Matoy. He doesn't have that much choice.
And of course, they really don't have that sort of luxury of time. As we see Painted right now committed to the fight against Geek Fam. Takes down Damroot, now looking for Hiox as well as Anaki. One Nate connects, perhaps, as they will be right in between the smokes. There's going to be more members of Bosskurr climbing up the hill, trying to reach over the side, but Brother gets taken down by Naoki instead. Naoki goes into action, saying all the way from back, though. ESG will nail them down to the ground.
Oh my god, that distance from ESG, that's really insane. Secret as well have been sent back to the lobby. We are now down to 19 most team within the circle, but they get only one team outside of the circle right now. Need to get themselves inside the circle because the circle will continue to close. ESG moving on to this ground, just trying to hang on because they are still within the circle.
And at the same time, we have Last Survivor just breathing behind their neck. Their Traitor crawling in as well. Yoodo gang is still around there somewhere. Also, there's EVOS VIP. So these are all everybody down to 8 teams we're talking about. Net Brotherhood just across the map of VSG. But just now that long shot coming in. But Last Survivor just got themselves a Tone Wow Pendek. Last Survivor get one more for Geek from 2 different teams there. That was really a lot of teams that they pick onto.
Oh my goodness me. And NSP gets knocked out as well. And it's going to be VIP Putra once more. 2 of these members now have to actually go proning. And of course, needs a little bit of revival. But you know, ESG still surviving. But if Last Survivor pushes downwards after this save, they might just actually have the last lap after all.
Oh yes, last lap indeed. But then again, who will be the last survivor? That is the most important question to answer. We now see the circle will close in about 35 seconds. They need to decide what they want to do at this point. And we do see, looks like Drax have been knocked down. Drax is in trouble there. At the same time, we do see Ned looking at Mamparang. Mamparang seems to be trying to survive, but no! Mamparang as well seems to be knocked down.
At the same time, Last Survivor got themselves on Yoodo Yoodo gang last getting themselves another Traitor one. And yes, they returned that one last. Each on net, on the other hand, are bombarded by so many teams just on top of a hill. They are really playing a really low ground here. So hard to climb themselves into the safe zone. Everybody just gatekeeping at this point. Just have to feed on for the fry and fry all the small ones as well.
And of course, NED Brotherhood has been going on a desperate attempt to actually cut right through. Fredo's going to be finding that kill on towards members of NET to end their lives on towards 7th spot. Now we're going to see Last Survivor actually losing one member over the circle, and Bosskurr is going to push right in. Botak already holding that sort of angle here. He knows that somebody's by the corners of the wall, trying to actually find this way out, and it might just actually burn them down. There we have it! That's Superland to actually take them off. Now this will be your top 5 in Vikendi.
Yes, Last Survivor is the next one to go out here. We are down to 14 teams left, and now looks like, it's in trouble now. Traitor looks like they're in trouble, and now looks like Razor will go from left to right, just waiting for the right moment, because we do see Vertex and Olaf still in the house, still standing, but then again, not much like that. The blue zone will eat him alive.
And there you go, Traitor being wiped by the blue, while the Geek Naoki is down. Yoodo Drax trying to get a different angle, got him toes! His toes were out straight away, tried to actually making sure he covers by the stone Naoki. And this is the Drax! Fredo trying to have him cover him up. Damroot is just doing his thing again.
And we're looking at Fredo, of course, pointing his gun in towards that smoke. Damroot is right inside. No time for them to actually go in for any sort of save. So Damroot will have to hide for now, dealing with the rest of them who have the number advantage. EVOS VIP squad might just find their very first win in Vikendi, but there's still 3 members of Yoodo gang to deal with, and they are right next to the zone. So there will be some contests for power and ESG. They have those sort of vehicles by the edge, but can they make good use of it?
They really need to make good use of it, because later on in the circle there will be nothing there. It's really an empty land right in the middle. So it's either you start using those vehicles, but then again, it's also very difficult at the same time. Just look at on the right side. Damroot looks like he heard that signal. He will use the vehicle. Looks like Damroot have been taken down by Razor, and will be sent back to the lobby. Now we are down to top 3.
And now Fredo just got himself across the line, right in the line of sight of EVOS as well as ESG there. But then things are not working well. Yoodo Mamparang have to just being pressured by EVOS. That was beautiful one by Razor, getting Mamparang, but return back damage. The blue is pressuring them from behind as well.
We're looking at a potential win for the side of EVOS, and I might just speak too soon. One knock towards the side of VIP members as Heikel is now being knocked out. ESG coming from the outskirts, and VIP squad here having Putra getting taken off as well. Now it's only down to Razor, and he is by the edge. He needs to actually survive, and there goes Pamuru, finishing off EVO's VIP squad's young kid here, as he will have to play by the edge of the blue.
Oh no, the blue zone took out Razor. Now we are down to 2 teams, 5 players, ladies and gentlemen. Fredo pronate towards Manpara. Manpara is out there, but then again, Pamburu is on the other side. Pamburu does not know where Fredo is. Pamburu is still waiting for the right moment, but then again, Manpara will be revived by Fredo.
This is just a big turn of event for Yoodo gang. They really need the numbers as much as they can. There you go, Bravo Toss. Can they make it on time? Can they heal it on time for Manparan? Because they only have 2 men left. Fredo got clipped almost half there. Manparan back on his knees. This is not great for Yoodo gang.
Here comes this sort of flush coming in as we see Botas now on the vehicle going in for the push up there. There's going to be a little bit of that sort of taps coming in from the side of Fredo as well. 1 versus 3, and it will be it. ESG Gaming will claim this chicken dinner red side of Vikendi.
Oh man, they have been waiting for this chicken dinner for so long. Just look at the sigh of relief in all these players. They're trying to high five, but they miss the high five because they're just so focused on celebrating.
Finally, ESG, a true official a true official chicken dinner for them, the first ever for ESG themselves. This is a big momentum that they need all throughout this tournament. They have been performing slowly, a little bit late when it comes to adapting from the rest of the team, but they made it out, get themselves the first chicken dinner on the last day of week 1.
And I'm really happy for these guys because so far when I talk to them, they have been looking really hopeful. They've been really going on the grind. On those weekdays, they've been watching every single matchup, even when they are on a break. And we talked about that sort of hill that they have controlled for the longest time, really give them a little bit of that edge. And they respected enemies well enough to, give them a little bit of room. And eventually, they find their way. They found the ground to hold on to. And they took this victory with all the hard work they put in.
What else can I say? This is almost coming to the point where, is this the moment of page 2 people rising up to the occasion?
Maybe they just need the last day to prove it out because they don't need the first couple of days to show off, because they know they are the underdogs and they just make everybody sit down, watch them quietly and see what we do on the last day, week 1.
Yeah, and I do think that there's so much more to come. Whether or not if it's going to be a closure of week 1, there is 2 weeks of play plus 2 more games to come to wrap up the entirety of today, of course. But there's going to be a little bit more highlights coming up pretty much shortly. And, of course, all thanks to Tencent Games, PUBG Corporation, as well as Lightspeed and Quantum Studios. And now we're going to hit straight in towards back to the early stage of the game to see how it all went down.
And now, of course, getting into the game, Vikendi here, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know of the circle. At first, it was kind of okay because a lot of teams were actually already there. Some teams landed right in the middle of the circle, fortunately. But then again, as the circle goes down, we do see that the circle starts to be really, really challenging because at the end of the day, the circle ended up in a really open position.
And there's a lot of shots that have been going out is actually the long shot distance, and Kill steals at that, some of them too. And that's a cheeky movement there. And not really a lot of close range combat, but when they're really happening, most of them just switch to Micro Uzi. And even though they got a DWM and Groza just now, I think it was a VIP, right?
Oh yeah, they got all of that stashed up inside of Putra's hand, but to no avail, he didn't really pull it up when it mattered the most. And I've been talking about this sort of hill that ESG has been holding out against Last Survivor. Look at this spray down. He just traced Ichang and predicted the movement all too well, giving them 2 knocks.
Or maybe that's just luck or skill, but Guza, he just wiped 3 people with that Micro Uzi, didn't even reload at that. That's a lot of accuracy there. Well, this is one of the best headshots we've seen today.
Oh, absolutely there. Now we do see here Dylan and also the rest of XPERT MY. They are pretty much quite spread around, as we can see in the mini-map. So that's quite an interesting strategy that they've done. They don't clump up to each other. They spread around, try to get different angles and kind of paid them off. But just look at this.
Oh my. And we're talking about Naoki being one of the best fraggers in the entirety of the game. And this is where Matoyo got challenged by the rest of Tonewell. Get that sort of shot just in time. And this is where, of course, the circle was also pressuring them to move as well. And eventually he managed to leave unscathed.
Well,
oh, Pendak.
yeah, that just happened. That was a long distance one at that as well. But Last Survivor, they kind of got this hill there, but the circle just didn't favor them, forced themselves to climb down, which is a disastrous moment. Look at that, straight away being wiped out. Well, EVOS there, they got the loot, yes, but they just happened to mislook for some of the angles here, which kind of get rushed from the side by Yoodo gang. There's also another team, if I'm not mistaken, ESG, kind of taken up the opportunity as well.
Yeah, and mind you, ESG does not have to circle, and they were the ones actually pushing their way in, and they found that perfect opportunity when Yoodo gang committed alongside with EVOS, and this is how eventually they know that all they have to do is just put the finishing touches to claim this chicken dinner.
Wow, just check up the standings. Our top 3 is totally different. Contra just had to do it. So Net Brotherhood 60 points, ESG Gaming 57 points. EVOS, VIP, 47 points. Same goes with Tara Proyecto X, 47 points. Yoodo Gang coming up with 46 points. Team Secret MY, 43 points, as well as Team Bosskurr, 43 points. Geek Fam MY with 40 points.
I don't see that much of a gap here for first place to the 8th one, like the previous games. But yeah, ESG Gaming, they shoot themselves all the way from the last bottom 16 straight to top 5. And now last survivor R2K got themselves 37 points at 9th place. 10th Jonewao Esport, 31 points. Bigetron again beneath that, not even a top 10 for all day today with 29 points only.
Oh yeah, definitely a rough run for Bigetron Arof, as this is one of their lower standing performances thus far, heading in towards 11th spot. But you know, all hopes is not lost because we still have 2 more games to go. And if teams like ESG can find themselves on the first page, on second spot after that chicken dinner and high kill volumes, maybe with that sort of aggression that they usually play, it might do wonders for them. But of course, let's have a look into who's still at the top. It's definitely not surprising because Xamzi has been really key in towards getting all this vital information and just spraying all of them down, alongside with Bamburu heading in towards the second spot. You high in towards the third place, of course. Just one below of Bamburu, and as for Ipul as well as Razor, they are still within that top 5.
I was about to say Fredo was at the 5th place, but it's actually Razor. Sorry, they kind of look alike, right?
I wish you don't get bashed later.
You just need the glass.
Just kidding.
I got nothing to do with this guy. Let me out of it. But yeah, 54 total kills, 9 headshot, not as much as possible. Total drive distance is shorter this time, maybe because of the map is not as big as before. But kill distance, I thought it was way longer than that. It was way further than that, 203.
Yeah, it did feel like that was really long, like maybe like at least 1,000 at least. Like, because we've seen the 4,000.
Yeah, I think like it's been pretty hard to actually land a 4K shot, of course, because some things might not even render by that point of time. But that circle, of course, closing in towards the corners of somewhat Kantra, and for some reason ESG, they have already had that top side of the hill for the longest of time, and I'm glad they finally found the win that they deserve.
So the thing is, who else didn't get themselves at least one chicken dinner yet? We're talking about Rose Esports here, as well as who else? There's also XPERT MY, and then there's also Steel Hearts. Did they get themselves one chicken dinner?
No,
yet?
none
Not
of our
yet.
Singaporean teams got any chicken dinner so far.
In scrims, yes, there was Impunity, and I think that the other day Impunity
Divinity
did
as well,
really
right?
well.
So there's 4 teams today that didn't get themselves chicken dinner. Let me check it out for a bit. Yep, I think that's it. XPERT and White, they didn't get themselves as well. Right.
Yeah, I don't think XPERT MY got a chicken dinner so far, but of course there's still many games to play, so
Only just 2 today. But I mean, like, I want to see. This week is actually very important. It's the first week that we can finish and have a closure on. With overall standings, we'll be looking up by today. There's also the MVP thing going on.
That's right, there's a lot of awards being given out to some of the best performing teams and players, of course, by the entirety of the show. So make sure after the game you guys do stick around, because we got the awards to be actually given out. And of course, Choo Choo, you got something to say to us as well.
Anything that you guys want to vote out for the next, say it in the comment. But we're going to jump to Nick after this to ask the team how and what is their recipe for that chicken.
And the snowy map of Vikendi was the determinant in game number 4 of the PUBG Mobile Pro League Malaysia and Singapore 2020. We're back here on the main stage. I'm your host, Hound Dogman. It's been a great Sunday evening today, and we have witnessed the 4th game. After our midpoint, we do see that more and more teams are appearing for the first time in the winner's bracket. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome from ESG Gaming onto the stage for the very first time, Suprolon! Hello, Suprolon. Very good to have you here today. First of all, your first time winning chicken dinner. a total of 9 kills. How do you feel? I mean, Chicken Dinner has been elusive towards the ESG gaming team. How do you feel winning Chicken Dinner for the first time?
Kita orang berasa bersyukur lah sebab setelah hari ke-5 baru kami mendapat Chicken Dinner yang pertama.
Yeah, just feeling grateful to be able to come up on stage for the first time. It's been a bit challenging for members of ESG Gaming to try to keep up with a lot of the other teams. In terms of experience, is this your first tournament and what's it like being here with such notable teams?
Macam mana perasaan awak bermain dengan tim-tim yang bernama yang besar dan banyak pengalaman kau pertama kali ke di PMBL?
Okay, first time saya join PMBL and mula-mula tu rasa gugup jugalah lawan tim yang nama macam Secret, Bigetron, tapi kita orang cuba fight lah dari segi mental and physical.
Alright, so it was definitely very intimidating considering that this is their first ever tournament ever as ESG Gaming. And Superland did say that it was very intimidating and can be very demotivating to be going up against teams that are so mechanically gifted, that have infrastructures like coaches and teams, coaches, analysts, gaming house, managers. So Superland did feel a little bit intimidated. However, it did not stop them from just fighting it out, giving it 110%. Now, let's talk a little bit about that final game. How hard is it to play in Vikendi, and how important is the circle movement in Vikendi?
Daripada segi main dalam Vikendi tu, apa susah pasal Vikendi dan betapa teruknya dia punya circle bergerak. Susah lah.
Okay, Vikendi yang susahnya nak cari kereta lah. Kadang-kadang dapat kereta pun kereta yang cepat meletup tu. Tapi kita dapat kereta dan kita push tengah circle and kita just hold position until Chicken Dinner.
Well, one of the things that Suprolan mentioned is that it's quite difficult to be moving around. Logistics can be a bit of a problem in Vikendi, and visibility as well is a huge problem considering that it's just full white and moving from one spot to another exposes you. And most of the time they get vehicles that are so lack durability in the long run. So definitely something that they had to consider while moving into the final few circles. When they finally moved into the final few circles, luckily enough, they had the logistic power to actually move into it and contest those final few circles. Again, congratulations, Suprolan. It's always a pleasure seeing you again. And let's hope that ESG Gaming will be able to win more Chicken Dinners as the tournament progresses. For those of you who want to join us here at PMPL for game number 4 is done and dusted. The stats have been tabulated and the scores have been counted. However, we are going to go for a short little break. Game 5 is on the horizon. Join us, ESG Gaming and Suproland, for Game 5 after this.
Traitor ni dia orang macam happy dan selalu juga buat kelakar, kadang-kadang hamba.
Okay, kita orang daripada tim Yoodo Gang. So, saya adalah Man Parang.
Saya Fredo.
Dan saya Drax.
Saya apa?
Yoodo Gang. Yoodo Gang. Yoodo Gang.
Saya rasa tak sabar nak main.
Kenapa?
Sebab saya suka main tournament.
So, jadi kita orang punya schedule seminggu 5 hari. Sabtu Ahad cuti lah. So, kita orang sehari tu dalam 5 jam tiap-tiap hari. Daripada pukul 8 sampai pukul 3 pagi. Lebih kurang macam tu lah. 3 pagi? Fredo cukup tidur lah? Cukup. Dia memang semua boleh kata semua macam burung hantu lah. Malam berbangun.
happy lah sebab dan lagi satu excited sebab nak main liga dengan lawan antara tim Malaysia je. So kita dapat tengoklah siapa the best.
Okay.
Wah, boyong saya. Tak, dapat tengok siapa the best kat Malaysia.
Betul lah, betul.
Okay.
Yoodo gang.
So, PMPL ni sebenarnya bukan Malaysia je, Singapura pun ada.
Oh ya,
main dengan Singapura.
nampak sangat tak memacu. Pak Singapura.
Boys.
Mostly kenal dengan tim Malaysia je lah, tapi kita orang excited lah untuk main PMPL sebab dia adalah liga.
Ya, sebab dia liga di dalam Malaysia. So, makanan senang dicari.
Betul.
Mantap.
Nak pandang rendahkan diorang pun tak boleh, tapi kita orang bersedia lah untuk apa-apa tangan. Mungkin rival kita orang sekarang mungkin Team Secret lah. Sebab diorang pun tukar roster dan kita orang pun tukar roster, mungkin antara tim lama untuk PMCO dulu. So mungkin sebab tu lah kita orang rasa tercabar. Fredo lah. Saya penjilat Fredo.
Saya dah bayar dia.
Berapa you bayar kat dia?
Tak ada begitu. Secret.
Oh, secret.
Secret kan?
Aku spy tim itu.
Okay.
Saya rasa Dingoz MX tu sebab mereka punya Scrim pun selalu juga perform dan tiap kali training, tapi tak tahu lagi lah kalau diorang dalam liga macam mana. Sebab selalu diorang main hari-hari sekali, 1 hari atau 2 hari tournament, tapi liga tak pernah tengok lagi macam mana diorang punya. So anything can happen.
Macam bootcamp biasa. Bicara strategi apa semua. And then
Itu dah dalam pemandang
sensor kan. Monitor. Setakat ni belum mandi lagi, belum mandi laut lagi, belum mandi apa semua lagi. So refreshing lah, basically refreshing daripada dunia game.
Saya rasa gameplay kita orang dah berubah sikit. Mungkin dari segi agresif, daripada playstyle, positioning, semua memang dah berubah. Tak macam dulu yang Yoodo yang sebelum ni. Mungkin kurang apa sekarang?
Yoodo gang.
Yoodo gang.
Itu only one.
The one and only. Yoodo gang.
Baik.
Kalau tak nak pecah kepala korang, jangan jumpa kita orang. Yoodo gang. Okay, one more time. Kalau tak nak pecah kepala, pecah gelas. Buat buka selanga dulu.
Mesej terminat. Terima kasih ke? Okay, terima kasih kepada fan-fan Yoodo gang ataupun fan Fredo. Thank you sebab support kita orang dan support kita orang kat PMPL. Yoodo gang.
Jangan lupa jilat.
The one and only.
The one and only.
Ambil barangan airdrop dan sekarang ini berjumpa pula dengan Mak Toy secara bersorangan. Adakah Mak Toy akan menghabiskan 2 pasukan daripada DivinityEsport? Dapat kita saksikan sudah pun keluar, turun kembali mencari 1 lawan 1, 1 lawan 2. Sekarang ini Mak Toy perlu berhati-hati, sudah pun dimulakan tembakan dan itu dia dapat dijatuhkan dengan senjata, nyawanya sangat sedikit. Adakah dia berjaya?
Mak Toy!
Sikit saja lagi dia cuba menunggu dan itu dia.
Walaupun keretanya hampir meletup. Dia berjaya, dia menjatuhkan Naim. Lagi 2 orang lagi diperlukan untuk dijatuhkan sekarang. Kita perhatikan satu push dilakukan oleh pasukan Team Secret. Mungkin akan melakukan satu push. Belum masuk lagi ke dalam rumah. Bermain dengan begitu berhati-hati sekarang. Wah pendek sementara itu menjatuhkan Boyka Araf dengan terpasti Biu juga telah dijatuhkan oleh pasukan Wow sekarang ini. Iya, tembakan dibaskan.
Dapat 2. Dapat 2. Dapat 2. Dia akum ataupun tidak. Kena ataupun tidak. Kena ataupun tidak. Tidak. Kena sekali lagi. Hero yang sebentar tadi diangkat. Dijatuhkan sekali lagi. Para ke atas sekarang ini. Mencari pasukan berikut. Rata. Pasukan daripada Geek di tangan pasukan daripada FB.
Menyerang dengan begitu strategik sekarang ini. Kanan dan kiri ada. Damrut menembak berjaya.
Di situ berbaki Putra saja. Tembakan terus diarahkan. Putra pula terjatuh. Ini bermana berbaki seorang saja lagi. Yaitu Kuza. Adakah Kuza?
Belum. Kagura telah dijatuhkan oleh Cik. Tapi Cik mempunyai nyawa yang sangat banyak waktu sekarang. Ada 3 orang akan datang. Alamak! Cik terjatuh sekarang ini. Ini akan menjadi berbahaya. Oman akan cuba untuk menyelamatkan keadaan. Tetapi Oman agak terdedah tadi. Tetapi musuhnya... Oman! Oh my god! Tetapi AP agak lambat sedikit. Tapi dia akan cuba untuk membantu jika dia mampu. Sekarang ini reload dilakukan oleh AP. Dia akan terus bergerak ke hadapan. Namun demikian ada 3 lawan 1. Ini akan menjadi berbahaya untuk pasukan Axis MPX.
Oh, tapi dia nak cuba buat satu serangan hendap daripada dalam. Dia akan nampak satu, dia end.
Ya, betul tu. Dia akan memilih untuk mendapatkan poin terlebih dahulu sekarang ini. Jadi, satu-satu pilihan untuk melarikan diri. Tetapi dia akan mungkin.
this. If you are one of the teams that actually playing and it happens to be your team don't have any chicken dinner just yet, how would you feel in this big arena with so many people and players that's so good that pressuring you at the same time?
Yeah, and that's the sort of concern for some of the teams, you know, like some teams who have already got so used to winning and not winning at all in this sort of the league format. And to be fair, this is the very first time that this is happening in Malaysia, a real professional league going on for 3 weeks running, 6 days a week, and they have so little time to actually rest.
Yeah, I'm sure as well. They only have like 1 day, but that 1 day as well, this will be very... It's a difficult choice, I can understand with teams. Do you want to rest, or do you want to train, or do you want to analyze stuff? If you overanalyze stuff, do you not get enough rest? Do you not reset yourselves? There's a lot of consideration because there's only 1 day, right?
But
Exactly.
That's the good part of it. This 3 weeks is actually a good exposure of themselves to actually get to, you know, see the gap between your level and the professional level that's already been out there. So this is also the time that they can improvise themselves to get themselves in terms of that up to par with the rest of the team throughout the whole world. Because we have Matoi, for example, one of the best players is the whole world, and one of the best coaches, Bigetron, and Fredo just have to show his mustache is really good.
He's got some really stretchy faces. Well, like it's like anyone could just go in and pinch him, and who knows, he might be as elastic as the main character of One Piece. I'm not gonna get even further than that.
Yeah, let's not get into that, but just look at his Boyka, totally focused. Bigetron, again, they have not been doing so well, so Boyka will need to somehow find something for the team. He has been in the team throughout today. Normally he will rotate in and out of the team, but today he has decided to try and lead by example. Do you see the war cry a little bit out there from Boyka there? Just crying out loud to say like, guys, we need a chicken dinner, guys.
That's right.
I can say at the same time he's smiling, but there's a little bit sadness at the corner of the eye there. It shows that he's really stressed out, but at the same time, look at this. This is cheeky. Coming out from Last Survivor.
What kind of dance is that? I gotta learn those moves. Remember how we used to do it back in the days? Like, we should bring another trend of dance. I mean, we can create a new sort of a way to actually, you know, have fun on stage. Well, whether it's the players or the caster. So, yeah, we gotta bust some moves sometimes.
Yep, like the Macarena, you mean? Sorry, I just exposed
no,
my
we
age.
just do the curve.
That's pretty old school.
There you
I
go.
think that's more than enough. But they are actually ready to go. Just now we went to Vikendi map, and things are actually doing great for ESG side. Managed to land themselves one chicken dinner, but yep, still hot. No chicken dinner yet. One of those teams, and the same goes for Bosskurr. Things are really shaky here. They really need to climb up that ladder if they want to make it for the grand finals.
They definitely need to do so. So far, Bosskurr has been having pretty good run in terms of points. They have been definitely catching up. And I think that today's the record high. Oh, love that stare coming from Luxy. And Atai. Not too sure what is he actually screaming at, but of course, lots of love coming from Net Brotherhood. And oh my, just showing off that EVOS jacket. My, when are they going to sell this on the market? I don't know.
Oh, when are they going to send us one? I don't mind it.
I like the white color ones, but it always sold out.
Oh yeah, like so now everyone knows Choo is like the biggest EVOS fan on the table.
I like that sweater, but there you go. War cries, everyone, because they are really locked and loaded, and they can't wait to see him to start their Erangel map today. 5th game today, 2nd round of Erangel. The first Erangel was won by none other than. Do you guys remember that?
No, of course, there's going to be Net Brotherhood, who already got themselves a really high kill volume when near towards the region of Quarry. And now it's possibly going to be a little bit of that jockey playing on a table from Last Survivor here before they spin off into its disguise and land in towards their favorite towns.
Now, this is Tara. Looks like they are getting geared up as well for the game. Faces of being really focused right here. Tara, they're doing quite decent actually. They're okay.
They are very growing fast at a very fast, rapid rate there. Is this Fredo? He's not wearing glasses when he's playing the game.
Okay. I guess like he's actually giving himself some eye exercise. Maybe if eye shots might will actually give him a little bit of that sort of a exercise lessons right there.
Yeah, maybe that will help because that actually helps you in terms of having a faster reaction for those who are actually making exercise. But as long as you don't overdo it, you'll get super dizzy.
Oh yeah, let's not overdo that. You don't want your eyes to pop out. Okay, I'm just going to the next level there.
Okay, you're scaring some of the audience right now, of course. But look at how focused Divinity is right now, and of course, they've been eyeing on that chicken dinner for quite some time. And who knows, this might just be the game that they might be able to find that juicy chicken dinner. And towards Erangel we go.
Yep, Erangel back to this basic map where everyone would have tried it at least once. Pretty sure on that. So hopefully the Circle Gods are kind this time. But of course, Circle Gods are one thing. Where you drop is also another thing. We all know that favorite maps for certain teams as well by now, and the flight path shows from the left side to the right side onto Stalber. But at the same time, before we go into the game, we'd like to thank our observer team lineup, XCYR and NGEK, as well as Topcast and Zai. Thank you so much, guys, for bringing the action to us.
Yeah, like speaking of that, how do you really pronounce his name? Is it Nyeh? Or is it
I need to ask him during the break. I keep forgetting to ask. I'll definitely do that.
Well, yep. Definitely do, because every single game we have to announce his name there. It would be really not polite if we mispronounce it. But now looking at the flight path going up to Stalber. But question is, those who love multi-power like Rose Esport, for example, will they actually go to multi-power? We have to wait and see for the circle to reveal themselves the first one. As well as Nat Brotherhood, probably just going to go to Sonovska, Novo, usually dropped by none other than Bigetron as well. Pachinki obviously will be occupied with Team Secret here.
Oh yes, indeed. And now that there's such a sort of flight that doesn't really give them all too much options in terms of towns, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them to actually secure those vehicles, to get substantial loots for themselves. So we see a lot of crowd over on towards the southwest for some reason, because everybody says, okay, maybe we should go into Fair Pier, we should go into and they are right for doing that.
This is just, oh my goodness
okay.
me. What is this circle? It's just literally almost, I think it's 50% of water here. Imagine it has to be at the shorelines with like what, 30% of water in the end of the last circle. And who drops on the north? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, definitely going to be quite a steep sort of challenge for them. But as for Yoodo GANK, you know, they want to go into Severny, but what they can do is cut in towards North George, slowly get themselves in towards that circle by the western end, then that shouldn't be any issues for them. But ESG, of course, finally getting that sort of chicken dinner after a really long week has been pretty much a really great start for them and towards week number 1. And all thanks to Bravo as well, because he pulled off quite a number of clutches in that Vikendi round.
Well, I don't see Bigetron as well going to their favorite area, which is the military base. I guess they just kind of either guess it right or they slowly hover around just to try and see where the circle will come into. But I guess it's just a little bit of luck there that they decided to not go too far, so they remain themselves within the circle still. This circle will definitely be very, very difficult. Will it be on one side of the island or on the bigger island? It's going to be a tough one. Or will it be a bridge fight? That's what Choo Choo likes to go for.
Oh yeah.
I have to stand that one out this time because I prefer land today. There's no Gideon, so Gideon to me for it is. But back to Rose Esports Syndicate, still hot at the same time, just around the shorelines here. And just now they have to flash out the stats for Mburu. He is actually quite the fragger himself for the team ESG just now, if I'm not mistaken. And that was quite a lot of numbers. 6,000. We already hit the 10k here. Not that far, but look at this. We have to make the sound. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, just a little bit of a sound effect from Contra and Co. And, well, Boyka is playing a little bit of Fast and Furious in towards the island. Maybe they might just go back in towards Novo for all those sort of loots that they can get back in towards phase number 1. And if the circle really gives them enough space to actually go right there, then maybe they will be able to do something about that. And Examzi, today's top fragger, has been able to actually achieve his 39th kill in the span of these sort of a run in the week. And 4 chicken dinners already for Net Brotherhood.
Wow, 4 chicken dinners. Just look at the numbers. 39 kills, 6.9k damage. Actually, on an average, I would say, just doing the rough math, he's actually doing really well as compared to the rest, like 40 kills, but then get 8k-ish damage.
It's quite decent now.
Yeah, it is actually quite good.
Well, you've seen some numbers are actually just 6 until today. It's still 6.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
so yeah, it's quite decent with over 30 kills there. Well, it's not easy to get that much kills as well, but look at this. This is an interesting landscape they're playing with for Net attire along this bridge. And it seems like nobody is sharing this compound with them as well. And they are kind of favored by the circle for now, so they don't have to budge anywhere just yet.
That's definitely a lot of all these places to be occupied for now. And for some reason, although there used to be a huge number of crowd heading in towards that southwest, there has been a bit of a distance being covered up already. Tara's going to be committing in towards those sort of tabs coming in from the side of EVOS. But look at XP as well as the rest of Yoodo GANK as well. They're going to be having a little bit of an interesting rotation, while Steel Hearts as well as MRE will have one of the furthest sort of rotations to get themselves in towards phase number 2. And yep, there's going to be a little bit of contest right there for some of all these players to actually squeeze right in.
Yeah. I was just asking Cloud just now, how do Steel Hearts going to approach on the south side here? If they go on the west side, they will have to go against so many teams, not that many as the one at the east side and the south one, you know. So it's how do they rotate from there?
Oh, they are definitely going to... It's a big challenge for them, I must agree there. But at the same time, XPERT MY, so from the north, we did see that they do have a death bridge that they need to go through. It's possible that there could be some camp there while waiting for the next circle, so there's something they need to be aware of.
Yeah, yes indeed. They definitely need to be aware of their surrounding all the time. And now we're looking at Divinity. So far, so good for the boys, and we've already seen all these sort of the stats provided by all the production crew that we do have so far. Of course, huge shout out to them for keeping track of every single one of these kills that have gone on so far. So ESG will be taking the sort of farmhouse over on the south side of Gatka, as Yoodo GANK is already leaving the northern side.
Well, apparently they are quite out in the open in a very vast field of just trees here. So apparently they will let themselves another compound to work with. But Divinity on the other hand already engaged with Traitor, who just keep on raining bullets from showering on top of that. Divinity Trick trying to rotate here, trying to get on top of that apartment. Seems like there you go, all of already thrown there, but that micro Uzi on the last minute. Trix just managed to clutch it out, and the rest of a team of Traitor were being flushed away out in the open. They have a couple of more members in the other building just next to it.
Yeah, no, Vertex is just waiting for the right moment. Maybe he might just be able to actually pick up something right here. They've already lost 2 men in the form of Olaf, as well as, we can't really see the other guy early on. But of course, Hawk is just pointing the gun as well. That's going to be Impact charging that grenade. Might just lob right in towards that window. Close, but not too close enough.
Yep, Impact here. Second try from him. Try to aim carefully this time, but looks like it may not. But then again, looks like Impact will try to make the run for it. Goes in and out. Juggernaut from another angle will go for... Oh! But again, shots on the Juggernaut at the same time, but the grenade managed to sneak itself in. And now Trix looks like he has been knocked. Juggernaut is still downstairs. He may want to go for another frag here.
Oh, they don't want to expose themselves overstaying because the survivor already joins in the fray. The rest of the Kage is coming in, but the
nice
on top of Vertex. That's just a big win for them for now. But they need to replenish themselves because one more still member from Traitor still alive, and it's quite far in the open. Hawk with a DB28 only now, trying to run as fast as he can, but how can he get out from this?
I'm not really too sure as well, but he does find a little bit more of that nade for him to actually pick up while he's just hiding by that corner. There's no vehicle for him, but here comes Team Secret committing to the attack against EVOS. Esports 2 being knocked down thanks to Razor, and there will be even more to come, perhaps, as Matoy lost one nade, will not connect, but Heiko now being brought down to 50%. They're trying to actually rush right through, but Team Secret, they are on the retreat, and they're driving towards the direction of Last Survivor.
There we go. Looks like Guza now managed to connect the shots, and now Matai has been knocked down, and Matai will be finished out by Guza. Now ice shots as well. Heiko taking ice shots, and now looks like they managed to secure this location, and Team Secret has been sent back to the lobby, first one to go.
But wait for it, it's not over yet for VIP just yet. Yes, already trump up, going inside of this circle as well, but will they take up the challenge? Apparently they just go for a retreat, surprisingly, because EVOS kind of need to replenish themselves. Look at that, almost clipped all the way. The vest of level 1 is already shattered so bad, they really need to exchange it with a new one.
Yeah, no, we're looking at little, some all that sort of early skirmishes that they committed. They all have that sort of same idea, and they just got themselves all clashed up on top of the hill. And we can evidently see from a couple of rounds ago, from maybe yesterday's run, like there's a certain pattern where they like to actually book that sort of hill. And this time around, they just really have to fight it all out. And Team Secret just a little bit late and towards arriving to the scene, and they just, you know, have to accept what was it all about, and they didn't even really have enough time for them to retreat.
Yeah, no time to retreat. If I'm not mistaken, no vehicles as well. They were on foot, so it's a really tough call. It's really tough for them, really. The terrain doesn't help, the open area. So it was just unlucky for Team Secret to go out early in such a really tough situation.
That's quite weird though, because they are from Pochinki apparently, and their loot don't seem that much low when it comes from Pochinki apparently. But it just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Back to Geek Fam on the other hand, trying to jump from one compound to the other, trying to making sure they got all things equipped quite low in terms of utilities, but quite okay. They just happen to pass by around XPERT and Y right now against Team Bosskurr, and there's Yoodo gatekeeping at the same time. Will they let this one go?
Oh, definitely, and there's going to be a lot more rotation to come from the side of Bosskurr as well as Yoodo, and we're looking at a couple more taps coming from Fredo, the last man to actually keep the top side of the hill, so they can be playing the role of a scout for temporary measures. But we're seeing Lord so far, he's one of these sort of players that can actually deal a whole lot of damage. So although that sometimes XPERT MY may not have like the best sort of scenario to take a fight, he might just be able to actually pull the trigger and upset some of all these enemies when they underestimate their firepower.
Oh, looks like XPERT MY now. They may bump into Bosskurr here. They are just on their side. Bosskurr definitely knows someone just passed by them, but looks like no big engagement yet. Of course, we are at 15 teams. We don't want to see a flip there.
It will be a troublesome flip because there's so many teams happen to just making sure any team making mistake or try to being the victim. And we're back to Bosskurr on the other hand. They just have to just reposition them again. But I don't know if it's wise for them to overstay, because it's best to hop onto the loot for compound for another loot, and as well as got structure to work with. But it doesn't seem they have that much structure just now.
Yeah, and speaking of the lack of structures, there's going to be even more so lack of structures, because that circle, of course, heading towards the very pure section a lot more recently, and there's going to be a lot of unplayable area. Well, technically you can still take a dive, but very unadvisable for most of the parts, as we see NED is the only team inside of the island.
No diving. We've seen that yesterday. It didn't turn out so well, up to the point that, just know a big no to that. But back to Naoki, he got a mini 14 on him just now, and damn, you know how good it is when it comes to just butting into other people's business.
Oh yeah, Damru, he likes to take those long shots. Out of nowhere, he likes to kill people, and of course, he will be very important for Geek Fam. Geek Fam today hasn't done particularly well, so hopefully Damru can be their shining star to help them throughout today. And now I just want to go back a little bit on the circle. If only Chuchu was here instead of Gideon on my right side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then she will be really happy for a potential bridge fight.
Well, maybe I should get him back on the seat once again, and he'll be definitely happy and been giggling on towards what exactly is going on in the game. But then again, of course, Tone Wow so far has been pretty much quiet from them for the past couple of games, and they are still finding their way to actually climb back up on top. While there is going to be Bosskurr, who has already been on towards the southwest side from the get-go. They are floating around the bridge, and here comes a couple more taps coming in from the side of Bendek, and that will just be it. They know better to actually play defensively.
Yeah, they have been waiting here forever, holding this compound, like never gonna move at all, overstaying themselves so much. They don't really need to loot anymore based on what they have on their body. And look at this, and I think Rose Esports just decided to go into very late. As long as they don't bomb into Yoodo gang, they take a longer route, but they have to swim over, like it or not, in case that circle just have to end at the other side of the land. That is gonna be a crying moment for most of the teams.
Oh, yes, indeed. And now we're looking at NED already reaching towards the middle of the pack, and they are just by the edge of the bridge. So it seems like they've already found their boat, but they're pretty much next to last survivor, which is the biggest concern, because Lux is going to be grounding the side. He knows that there is going to be that vehicle right there. One nade is being lopped right in the middle of the open, and Mons Goku, he's only got that level 3 vest as well as level 2 helmet with him, and one pack of first aid. If he receives damage, it might be pretty bad for him. Drax gonna land one nade on towards the side of Steelheart, and we'll get this action right on track.
Oh, he's just been jumping left and right in an open position, and the grenades just blow at his face left and right as well. He just tries to evade them, but at the same time, we do see a Yoodo in between the smokes on top of the snow, but looks like he'll be knocked down by Drax. Drax spotted him out, and he will be the next one to go out. His team members can only look from afar, and now Drax takes a little bit of damage, but nothing too much. He has the stone to protect him.
It's pretty much a free kill, then not even put a finger on it to get that one. But Last Survival, on the other hand, quite out in the open net on the same side here. Just have to expose themselves. Luxy is down, and April being ambushed by Tone Wow. At the same time, XP coming up from the front. They are really stuck with nowhere, no exit out.
And that's definitely going to be both of these teams actually sandwiching Net Brotherhood with Tone Wow on that sort of a sniping territory as well from the edge of Fair Pure, as Ichang here already taken one down in the form of Epo, and now it's going to be some members being spotted out from the side of Tone Wow as well. But look at that, they're just right behind that broken UAZ, and spots out Atai running across for the save.
Oh, he made it, but that pistol shot just now giving off a lot of a hard time. At 7, no, trying to get Nat. It's not gonna happen. Ichong is just being what and who he is.
Well, they all want those kill points, definitely, and now Manparang just only releases the grenade, and now Manparang is still proning here, waiting for the right moment. Grenade by grenade will go out. Geek Fam is just in front of them.
Might just be it. Oh, that's one!
Looks like it connected. That is one. Will he get a second one? He-Hawks is just behind the tree, and He-Hawks looks like will be the second one. And now Damru is the only one left for Geek Fam, but Damru will distance himself from all this and will try to survive for his team.
And Lost Smokes will actually covering his tracks for the time being, while the rest of Yoodo are on the prowl. They are trying to actually hunt him down. There's going to be some explosion from the back from the side of ESG, and Naoki is down as well. There goes Bapak again, taken out by the side of Damru, but the rest of Geek Fam is history.
Well, that was a nice clutch done by the rest of Team Yoodo, but Divinity, on the other hand, trying to play the hillside terrain. Geek, well, there you go. Just great nade by Jump with the last one. Divinity trying to get on Wow Pandek, but it's just hard to visualize on them. And this is a really, really tough spot for Divinity. They only have the hillside to play with. Well, the rest of Team Tone Wow, and there's also Net coming in from behind. They have so many structures to work with.
Yeah, we're looking at some of all these players by the corners of the ridges as we see High already knowing that there's a team right down below in the form of Divinity Esports. With already 3 kills in the back, they're hunting for more, landing some shots over the side of Juggernaut as Conspire has already set a perfect track for him, but Panic will get a shot over the side of Hat's Axe as well. Juggernaut successfully crosses over, but there's going to be a party in this sort of place as we see 3 teams now going on an engagement with that sort of threat now with the Micro Uzi takes out Panic as well. 2 of the members of Bosskurr are down.
Oh, looks like Juggernaut now will continue to pursue. He does know someone else is in the compound because steps, and now Bosskurr looks like the grenade goes out from afar. They will run out to the top floor, and now looks like Brother as well will throw another grenade onto the top floor, but will it connect? No, it will not connect. Grenades are done, and Brother will move on to the next section.
At the same time, inside of a circle, Steelheart's going against Yoodo, GANK, and Expert just have to take in the bit of pie there as well. They want to go in with the fray, and Divinity on the other end just not doing well here. They're overstaying too much, taking this wall going on, which is not even inside of that circle.
They only got 20 seconds to actually work with here, and Yoodo Gang is actually having 2 members being knocked out. Steelhearts might just be able to finish off 2 of these kills. That's going to be a smoke being set up in towards the entry point before the rest of them actually runs right through. Drax is coming pretty close by. It might just be the perfect time for him to actually land this perfect nade, and he will try his luck, and Drax might just actually be in! He lands it right into it! Ideal gets 3!
Oh, Ideal really sneaky with the grenade there and managed to do the bestest. And now Yoodo, only Fredo left, needs to go and help Drax, and Fredo will go in and put on the revive onto Drax. But then again, Ideal is nearby. He can come out and do the clutch play if he wants to, and looks like Ideal may make the run for it, and they will see each other really soon. Just a smoke now, and Ideal and Fredo managed to knock down Fredo, but at the same time looks like Drax. What is this? This is insane!
That was madness! We see him actually almost clutching out, almost one man deleting Yoodo Gang, but instead from downtown, down under, Yoodo Gang have been eliminated.
ESG Pemburu made that twice now, consecutively different games. Kill stealing the last minute every single time with that long shot. But back to the game. ESG now against Taran. Made one of Taran down. ESG, they got this momentum going after got themselves the last chicken dinner.
Now looking in towards the corners of Razor. He's just waiting for something to happen. He knows this petrol station is out of gas, but definitely not down and out for him just yet because it's still within reach of that sort of vicinity of the circle. But Naeem getting a little bit of that lift from the Dacia that's being parked right here. He knows that EVOS is somewhere across, but there's no opportunity for him to actually crash in with that sort of grenade to land right inside. Last Survivor actually finding the rest of members of NED. And oh my, he's really got to go in to save out Ichang over in the back. But here comes Zuli getting one lob of the nade, hopefully landing that Kobe. And oh, Heiko is down.
Oh, Heiko is down, but BTR still 4 team members intact here. And Zoli just putting out those sprays just to make sure that no one is in the smokes. And now Zali, they will hang on to this location for a while, but they need to decide in 40 seconds more what do they need to do because the circle is just unkind. So much open area and open road as part of the final few circles.
I really want to see the circle where it will end up. I don't think anybody is actually inside of it. Looking at the current state, everyone's still like playing at the edge of it instead of going inside by Expert, trying to rush in, and Juggernaut is in front of him. He pulls this off, but not gonna be enough with the Micro Uzi. And one man going there, no way Juggernaut survive. Now down to top 6 team. Expert saying there's also teams last survivor already managed to get themselves in the safe zone.
Now we're looking at our top 5, and BTR has already got themselves a better momentum, and if they can actually find a couple more trade-offs against EVOS, because EVOS is desperate to leave the patrol station, they are going to be the gatekeepers right here before they cross right in, but they say, we don't really have much time. There's going to be the basics closing in within a couple seconds from now, and they have to make a desperate attempt, crashing in towards the middle here, and now they are right out in the open, going for the spray against ESG.
Oh, now and Zali looks like the spray will come up from Zali. But Zali as well, he is in trouble. He will need to reset himself quickly, but they managed to get that one. Now, very important now, ESG just behind the tree, and the rest of team members of BTR will come and give the back. Another spray comes out on Zali. Managed to knock down Pamburu. There's only one more behind the tree, but will he spot it out? But at the same time, behind him, there are the team members looking at the side of BTR. Boyka goes down as well for BTR, and now it's left to Zali, and now ESG hit the 10 kill mark.
Unstoppable ESG, they are really fired up and really unstoppable. Goku on the other hand managed to pin down EVOS and Bigetron and lost survival right now, just doing great against EVOS, who's trying to survive. They only have one man left, which is Razor, trying to hold it in to make sure they have a better position till the late game.
Now we're looking at Zali just taking a little bit of that ledge. That's going to be Razor all alone by the side here, alongside with one more member of EVOS booking the center of that circle right now. So that's definitely going to be a good opportunity. The couple of smokes being set up, it's going to be pretty tough. NSP getting a couple more shots back at him, and now it's definitely going to be decision-making time. And Razor is being brought down there by Last Survivor. They are hunting for the 10th kill.
Oh yes, they definitely want those kills. Now we do see EVOS VIP becomes the next team to go out. What? We are down to 14 seconds. Oh, but look at that drop. That drop right in front of ESG. Oh my god, which PUBG god have they prayed to? Oh man, I really want to know.
But it's kind of hard to actually approach that loot because it's quite out in the open. He can actually take it, but Bigetron trying to locate who's taking it up. That smoke is really smart and on time as well. There you go, Bravo managed to get one, but no Gillis suit just yet. If only he has one, it will be really critically needed right now.
Well, at least he get to replenish their broken armor, and now that with that level 3 stack, they are definitely going to have that advantage. And mind you, they have to circle as well, so it's going to be that sort of push coming in from Last Survivor to try to take down ESG. And if ESG can defend well enough, they deserve a second chicken dinner.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now they are down to 3 team members of ESG, BTR, 2 members, Kevin, as well as Zali. They are smacked together at this point. They do have the line of sight of ESG, but will they take those shots or will they try to go for the flank? Looks like Zali is leaving the back behind there. Boss Goku standing by for his team. Last Survivor actually still have 4 team members intact. They are in a really, really good spot.
We do know they got 2 consecutive chicken dinners yesterday. They tried to get it back. They got 3 actually yesterday for themselves. And now they're trying to get for more. But on the other hand, ESG suddenly today has been doing so great. Fired up and non-stop getting themselves at top 5 there. ESG got 1 for Kevin. Pamburo again on the kill feed. And Expert Dylan just have to get lots of us JYKZ. Pamburo get another one, Kevin there. Just finish it off, and Expert last KYSZ. There's another lots of us going back at Dylan. They keep on exchanging bullets.
Oh my goodness me, it's getting closer and closer, and now he spots out Goku, but he does not want to reveal itself. That's going to be pretty tough for him for now, as Zuli is just holding on to the right timing to commit to this attack. So Zali has already seen a little movement coming from the side of Goku. All he has to do is wait for 2 of these teams to duke it all out, and NSP gets clipped out, but it will be Ichang to knock down Pamburu.
Oh, now we do see Zali here still staying close to all the action. 3 teams, 5 more left. Zali just have ESG on his right side, but he does not know. Now the grenades will go out, and Last Survivor just in front of the Last Survivor have 3 team members that look like Ichang will go for the run, and Bravo is still behind the loot crate, and Bravo may want to go for the flag here. Who will make the first shot? And Zali managed to take down Moskoku, and Zali will continue on the NSP, and Zali has been taken down on the other side by Ichang. Nice Ichang versus Bravo, and Ichang will go in with the spray. Bravo will be taken down. Ichang gets the chicken dinner for his team.
My goodness me, ESG almost landed themselves another chicken dinner, but that yet have to deny by Last Survivor. Got themselves the 4th one this week, just within 2 days, shooting them their standings up from the 2nd page bottom straight up to the top 5 probably.
My goodness me, Last Survivor is on a roll from yesterday all the way up to today. They have finally found their way to win all they can actually get, and definitely we've seen them having the numbers at first, but it went down to that 1 versus 1. Like, it went too close. As we saw, ESG even had that special delivery of the crate, restocking a little bit of that Groza and bullets as well as armory for themselves. But yet again, they were so close to get that back-to-back win.
Yeah, absolutely. That crate was given to them. It was so close. But then again, I really want to know what Last Survivor had for breakfast yesterday and today. I want to have some of that too.
I didn't ask them actually.
Well, maybe it's the same sort of food that we do have here every day. But then again, well, maybe they had a little bit more portions of that.
Probably true. They had eggs today, obviously. So maybe that's one of the reasons. They got a couple of chickens there. So maybe that's one of the motivation keeps on going to get themselves a real chicken in the game. But then, congratulations again for ESG as well as Last Survivor. ESG, they just have to go into like a top 2 again once more. Thoughts?
Yeah, and I do believe that with this sort of consistency, if they can just keep this up, they will definitely be at the top 4 at the very least by the end of the whole show. But of course, there's a lot more to talk about here as we'll have to actually go in towards some of the highlights to witness what just went down in our final round of Erangel of this weekend.
Okay, and now jumping into the highlights, we do see here the circle is just not kind. The circle could throw people off. It could either be in the military base or somewhere on the mainland. So those are decisions that teams need to make. But of course, we do know that the circle ended up towards the mainland. Wow, this almost became a bridge fight.
It's not kind for them, and not very kind for them. But I think you kind of like that circle. But Divinity again, they happen to have like being ambushed way too early. Same goes for Traitor here. Traitor is not doing great, but they managed to get themselves quite a position this time.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of their members actually removed from play, as we saw. Divinity came crashing in, leaving only one man behind. And of course, this is the time where Divinity eventually raked up those sort of kill volumes and take control of Fairy Pure much later on.
Oh, and this is actually a very good toss of a grenade by Juggernaut. He uses the angle to his advantage, try to guess out where his opponents are and manage to land it right on top of him with that kill.
We have a lot of good nade toss today and yesterday as well, but today was really outstanding. But with Razor, the moment he actually rushed in for the rest of the team that he actually go against, but Bigetron again and Team Secret, I think they are like the first one to be out, was it?
Yeah, they're definitely one of the first team to be taken off right there. As we see Yoodo GANK, of course, pushing towards the side of Steel Hearts and eventually got themselves pretty caught up with Geek Fam as well. But Geek Fam, they were actually having not much of a sight against the members of Yoodo. Thanks to Pomampang, look at how he maneuvered from Naoki towards the side of He-Hawks and Damrud. Only have a couple of smokes left. There's not even much vehicles for him to work with, and eventually they all get sprayed down by Yoodo.
Yep, Yoodo looks like they're doing decently well in this round as compared to, unfortunately, Team Secret being the first one to go out. And now we just look at this. Divinity, they're quite good in this round. They're going for the more aggressive play. We do see them trying to take on those close quarter fights a little bit more, but this is, oh wow, again, ideal. Just that toss of a grenade so just close. Outside of his small little, what do you want to call that, hut?
Oh, this
yeah, the compound.
He's just, oh my goodness me, that was a really long shot, distance kill still at that. He did it twice, you know, in a 2 different game and same situation again. He just happened to land one single bullet with the last tick of health.
Oh yeah, and it's Drax who almost faltered right there. It could have been that perfect moment of a 1 versus 4 clutch, but look at Last Survivor, how they actually played this out. They just sprayed in towards the smoke, and NSP survived pretty long up to a point where Zoli, of course, got him all caught up as Bosskurr falls down to the ground. He finishes off NSP, but instead, this went out to be that 1 versus 1 between Last Survivor as well as ESG, and he already known his position, so he went in for that spray, and that's how they managed to claim and take control of the entirety of this matchup.
Yep, and of course thanks to the micro Uzi at the end. Now let's look at this. Oh wow!
You gotta be happy today. This is what you've been waiting for.
Oh, absolutely. ESG, Last Survivor, we always see them on the second page, moving on to the first page. So ESG Gaming, 83 points, Last Survivor R2K, 71 points, Net Brotherhood, 64 points, EVOS VIP, 60 points.
Yoodo game placement is not great at 5th placement here, 54 points, just deduction of 2 points for Traitor. Proyecto at 6th placement, 19 kills. But Team Bosskurr, even though they got themselves at 7th place, quite decent amount of kills at 20 kills with 47 points. And Team Secret managed to climb a little bit better this time at 8th placement. Squeeze himself in the first page with 44 points, but look at that kill volume.
Oh yes, indeed. There's a lot of kills handed in towards the side of Team Secret. But same goes to Bigetron, Arof. Now that they are just by the edge, 41 points. But look at how close they were against, XPERT NY. Geek Fam is sharing the same sort of amount of points alongside with Bigetron. While for the side of Tungwang will make up the top 12 here, with 36 points, Player 2 going in towards the side of Divinity Esports, while Traitor has got themselves 18, 16 for the side of Mistro Syndicate, and last but not least, there is still Hard Esports today with 15 points.
So the thing is, the same pattern down on Traitor Esport, Rose Syndicate, still Hard Esport. They really need to change a lot of stuff here. It's been a week and it's still at the bottom 16.
Yet still hard, Miss Rose, Traitor, they really need to do something to switch it all out. Just look at the point gap, it's quite far, 14, 15, 16 versus Divinity Esports.
Maybe it's week 2. It's week 2. They're gonna release every Kraken they have and unleash the power there.
Oh yes indeed, and of course speaking of unleashing the Kraken, Pamburu has been hunting down the Kraken himself, and well, while he's at it, he's actually tied with Xamzi, who was the leader at first, but his damage has been pretty much off the charts to get himself all the way up there, while Ichang has now rise upon the ashes and now in towards 3rd place for Last Survivor are ready to kill. And look at EVOS now. We have Razor as well as Yuhai now for the first time ever sliding into 5th.
Still Yuhai in the chart, that's it. You can never get rid of Yuhai for the overall match stat for the top kills here. But then yeah, Pamburu, we kind of see he has been on the spotlight quite a lot.
Yep, he definitely has been the hunter himself, the Pamburu, so he's been doing that quite well.
Remind me of last Ichong as well, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the chicken dinner marker once again. 2 games in a row for today. It's inside of Fair Pier. I'm not too sure, is this actually giving us a sign or what at the very least, because there has been a little bit of pattern of the circle and it has been going on for quite some time.
So it's the same pattern like yesterday, where the first circle of Miramar will kind of indicate for the second circle later on. Can we actually hold on to that?
Okay, maybe we can try to hold on to that first and see whether there's a trend towards week 2. But of course, something definitely to take note of. But then again, one thing that's been quite safe in terms of where the teams could land is Pochinki. Unfortunately, Pochinki is a fortress for Team Secret. I really still want to see, like, in a proper match, who would want to challenge Team Secret in Pochinki?
Yeah, we've seen scrims before where Team NoRecoil tried to change their position at first, going to Pochinki, trying to challenge and trying to dominate, which didn't work out. Same goes for Nat and the scrims as well. But this time, no team is actually trying to go into a rush in Pochinki the first moment they land, and I really want to see that as well. Like, just go for it.
Yeah, I do think that there's actually risks involved, because all these players here, they always think about how to maximize your points, and now they give so much respect for them for very good reasons, because Team Secret so far has been having great performance today. Just a little bit of a dip, but they are still on the front page for at the very least.
Well, we're gonna have to wait and see, because we have overall standings for today. But before that, I think we're gonna have to throw it out for a bit and ask them how did they actually got themselves that spicy chicken dinner finally. And well, that was a great game. Just take it away, Hound, and ask them so many questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know you've heard the song once too many times, but you gotta make way. You gotta make way. We've got some new kings in the house, that's for sure. But there's still so much action to be considered as we head into our final game of the day. But before that, game number 5 has been done and dusted. We have seen Last Survivor R2K live up to their name, being the last survivor in that round. Congratulations to them with 4 chicken dinners in their plate and 14 eliminations. Let's welcome Last Survivors R2Ks to the stage, Ichong! All right, welcome to the stage, Ichong. Ichong, the representative from Last Survivor R2K. 14 kills and 4 winner-winner chicken dinners. It's been a tough game. It's been a tough past 6 days. However, yesterday, Last Survivor R2K was able to take 3 chicken dinners in 1 day. Has it been tough trying to replicate that success today?
Agak susah tak dapat sekali lagi momentum yang kau dapat semalam untuk chicken dinner 3 kali.
Kalau ikutkan memang susah nak dapatkan sebab kita orang dari first game sampai game keempat placement semua markah tak banyak kan. So game kelima ni alhamdulillah dah dapat chicken.
Alright, so it's been a bit of a tough up and down battle coming in for the side of Last Survivor R2K, mainly because of positioning. Placement points have been really bad for them for the early start. However, the momentum that gave them 3 chicken dinners yesterday, they're trying to replicate it, but it hasn't been easy, mainly because of consistency issues. Now let's move on to the second question. For that final, how has it been like competing here at PMPL? Perasaan kau berlawan di PMPL. And also, what kind of new things have you learned as a player in PUBG Mobile here at the PMPL?
Apa benda baru yang kau belajar sebagai seorang player, playstyle yang baru-baru yang kau kena kira ambil lah?
First kali kalau saya rasa yang benda yang saya baru belajar dalam PMPL ni, saya kena macam kalau klasik, kalau seorang knock terus rush kan. Kalau PMPL ni macam keras sikit, so kalau kena tahu semua info dulu semua baru boleh rush apa semua.
So discipline tu kan ada. The discipline has to be there, that's for sure. It's very different playing from the classic or the public meta in the sense where you get a knock, you immediately want to go for the kill secure. However, we did see that members of Last Survivor R2K have been a little bit, have been picking up this new lesson for them. And now let's talk a little bit about the game, about the last few circles of the game. So walk us through the last game just now. Game number 5, from start to finish. How did you end up where you were, and how did you end up with chicken dinner?
So kira daripada start mula, ringkasan sikit macam mana pergerakan korang, drop mana semua.
First drop point kita orang turun ferry pier. So nasib baik zone dekat area ferry pier. Lepas tu circle kelima macam tu pun still dalam area ferry pier. So kita orang tunggu kat situ, tunggu orang rotate apa semua. Kita orang tunggu.
So the 14 kills that you got in that fight were basically only catching people off from rotation. Maksudnya
pembunuhan dia semua datang daripada
kebanyakannya.
Alright, so majority of the kills came in for the side of Last Survivor R2K came just from rotations and pickoffs. So there is a tactical element to just holding down, bunkering down into one spot, setting up a camp, and just setting up a death trap for people passing by. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. This is the end of week 1, the final day of week 1. We still haven't found out who is going to come up on top. We winner chicken dinner for the 6th game. Is it going to be Last Survivor R2K? Is Ichong going to stand up here on the stage again before the day ends? You have to stay tuned to find out for our final game of week 1. We'll see you then.
Hello, nama saya Akil bin Yusli, umur saya 16 tahun. My game name is Six. Itu iaitu bocah ajaib Bapak. So nama Six ni datang dari game FPS lain. Nama game kat situ pun nama Six juga. So saya bawa ke game lain lah. So nama tu ada luck lah bagi saya. So personality saya tak pernah panik. Saya rasa saya boleh improve saya punya gameplay yang lebih bagus. Kalau aiming saya juga bagus. Kalau nak knock tu pick lah. Okay, so time sekolah pukul 7.30 saya dah pergi sekolah. And kadang-kadang saya balik pukul 2.50 sebab ada kelas. Then at the same time pukul 3 tu ada Scrim. So saya kat time macam tu saya tak letih lah. Saya semangat and lanjut lagi pukul 9 Scrim sampai pukul 12 and minatnya Scrim sampai pukul 12 hingga pukul 2. So nak bangun esok tu agak letih lah sikit. Itu bagi cabaran bagi saya lah. Saya first main PUBG Mobile dari season 2. Saya tengok dekat advertisement lah, PUBG Mobile nak keluar. So saya download. Tapi saya main sekejap je. Saya masih main game lain. So dalam season 4 saya main balik sebab saya tengok ramai orang main dah boleh buat duit lah. So saya try main game tu. Saya masih sekolah lagi, umur saya 16 tahun. Saya bangga lah dapat join Bapak sebab Mas Ramen dapat tengok potensi saya and also team lah yang power sebab dia orang dapat terima saya yang bocah, yang handsome daripada Wihai. Also diorang ni pun dah ajar macam-macam new things lah yang saya belum ada. So saya terima kasih lah dekat my teammates and Mas Ramen juga. Kepada peminat saya dekat luar sana tu, supportlah saya sebab saya handsome lagi daripada Wihai.
Dia pendiam sikit. Daripada awal saya kenal dia sampailah sekarang, walaupun dah lama kenal, dia memang macam pendiam sikit. Itu memang sifat dia, memang nature dia memang pendiam sikit. Walaupun even though macam situation dalam contoh last circle dalam game, situation hektik gila, tapi dia still tenang, dia diam, dia cakap pun pelan je kadang-kadang. Ni enemy depan dia punya tone macam enemy tu jauh je. Macam tu je. Macam enemy depan dia, ada enemy dia depan aku. Macam tu, kita orang pun macam, weh, serius lah. Macam communication wise tu okey lah, dia pendiam sikit. Cuma sifat dia dalam dengan luar game lah. Tapi kalau dia punya coordination, I guess kita orang dah main banyak sangat with each other to the point sampai kita orang dah tahu lah masing-masing nak buat apa. So tak payah communicate pun tak apa sebenarnya. Dia sangat-sangat berharga lah. Sebab masa kita orang scout cari player untuk roster kita orang, penambah baik kita orang, dia top of the list lah, dia number 1 lah. So kita orang, saya nampak lah, saya cakap bawa sana pun takkan buang sini sebab dia memang very very useful lah. Dia punya technical skill, dia punya gameplay macam tak kena dengan umur dia. Dia bocah kan, tapi dia punya gameplay macam mengamang kita orang.
Bagi saya kan, jawapan ni sama je macam Trix dengan Jenny. Dia ni memang pendiam. Dekat luar dia memang pendiam lah, tapi dalam game dia yang paling banyak cakap kan. Orang lain rasa yang si Yuhai tu adalah bocah ajaib kan. Tapi bagi saya lah kan, bagi saya Trix lah yang bocah ajaib sebab betul-betul underrated lah, underrated player. Dia punya gameplay dia tenang lah. Dia kalau dalam game tu, dia memang position dia memang paling nice lah bagi saya kan. Dalam team ni, dia lah position yang paling nice. Dah backup ke, tak backup ke apa, memang dia akan backup. Laju, memang laju lah dia backup. Dia tu lah bagi saya, dia memang player yang paling bocah lah. Walaupun Six ni bocah, tapi saya rasa dia lah yang the best player lah dalam team korang. Bagi saya kan, antara Six dengan Tris, lebih baik saya ambil Six kan. Dia budak lagi and dia boleh improve. Dia boleh improve kan. Dia boleh improve skill kan.
Dia pendiam lah macam diorang cakap. Pendiam tapi at the same time dia macam function the game. Dia macam killer untuk team lah. Kalau macam dia mati, kita susah nak menang macam tu. Sebab dia punya individu skill macam dia macam perlu ada lah dalam team tu. Kalau dia dengan saya memang dah lama kenal. So kita punya gameplay kita macam dah tahu masing-masing kita nak buat apa. Macam kalau saya perlu backup, dia mesti dah tahu lah. Dia dah sampai lah. So dia macam dah ready untuk apa-apa. Bagus. Dia sebab dia memang macam saya cakap lah, kalau dia tak ada, kita susah nak menang.